This is alarming. Some new information just released on the low income and poverty in the United States. I have all the information right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I want to share with you the details of a new study that was recently published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, where they were talking about the low income and poverty right here in the United States. Now, this is some completely shocking information, and like I said at the beginning of the video, this is alarming, and why I want to bring it to your attention here in this one. Let's get into it and talk through all those details. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching the latest details hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what's actually going on, and anything popping up right now for the low income or fixed income beneficiaries you can possibly grab and or take advantage of during this very busy, confusing, and expensive time that we're currently living through. So again, thanks so much for being here. I'm here for you every single day, no matter what. That's my promise, and as always, I'm sticking to it. So please subscribe down below, and let's get into it and talk through the details of this study. All right, so first off, before we get into it, I want to say this much. Full disclaimer, what I'm about to talk about here in this video is probably somewhat controversial, and honestly, it's kind of a tough topic, okay? I completely recognize that. However, I hope that you can recognize that this information is just being translated by me from this report, okay? This is not my report. This is not my study. This is something that was published in that medical journal that I talked about. And again, I'm just here translating the information. So again, please don't be upset with me. I'm just giving you this information. This is absolutely shocking, and like I said, very, very surprising stuff. So anyway, just want to throw that out there really quickly. I think if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you know where I stand on all this stuff. And again, I just want to bring this to your attention and keep you updated with what's going on here. All right, let's get into the report here. This is a weird one, but honestly, you can clearly see what's going on here in this country and the major discrepancies, I should say, that are maybe going on and what needs to be done about this, some major, major issues. All right, so this study was released, and get this. Here in the United States, obviously, there are many different causes of death across the country, right? Again, like I said, I know, tough topic, right? Okay, stick with me here. I'm going to go through the details of this, okay? Here's what they found. The 4 leading causes of death. You'll never guess this, right? Number 1, heart disease. Number 2, cancer. Number 3, smoking. Guess what number 4 is? Poverty. Seriously, I can't make this stuff up. Look it up for yourself if you want to check it. This was literally just released in this medical journal. The 4th leading cause of death here in the United States is poverty. Seriously? If that's the leading cause, if that is 4th leading cause of death here in this country, why is it such a, why is this even a thing? You know what I mean? Anyway, let me talk through some more of the details about this because this is actually pretty interesting. So, in the year 2019, so again, this is before the whole COVID thing. This is before the last few years here where all this basically madness has been going on with COVID and rapidly rising inflation and people not getting enough food and all kinds of stuff like this. This is before all this. This is just in 2019 when this information was gathered from. Now, again, this report was just released, but this is based on 2019. Here's what they found. In 2019 alone, people aged 15 and older, over 183,000 deaths across the country linked to poverty. Yeah, seriously, I seriously cannot make this stuff up, right? Check out the report if you want to read it on your own. But again, very surprising stuff. Now, again, let me point out some other statistics for you. I've talked about this before in other videos. Nearly 40 million people here in this country are living in poverty as of right now. In fact, 39.7 million people here in the United States are living in poverty, according to the reports, okay? That is a huge number, okay? Now, again, could this be prevented? Let's just say that much, okay? I think we can all probably agree the vast majority of these 183,000 deaths over that in 2019 could probably be prevented in a lot of ways if this system wasn't so messed up. I think we can all probably agree there's a lot of people that are living in poverty right now. In fact, you've heard me talk about it. If you've listened to any of the videos here on the channel before, you've heard me talk about poverty, the federal poverty line, Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, VA, all of these fixed income benefits, and all of these other programs that are out there that are well below the federal poverty line as far as money that is being received by beneficiaries. Again, you've heard me talk about this stuff. If you've watched any of the videos, I've been talking about this stuff for years, like 3-4 years I've been talking about this stuff nonstop all the time. Fixed income benefits, SNAP benefits, rental assistance, housing assistance, utility assistance. I mean, literally, the list goes on and on and on like this. But this is what's going on here. Now, here's what's interesting about it. Basically, now again, this is pretty obvious stuff, but this was pointed out. And again, as I dug into more information on this, because I really wanted to research this and figure out, like, are these numbers accurate? Is this really the real thing here? And yes, I continue to come across this report time and time again. But as I dug into this and found more information on this, basically what they found is that those people living in poverty, a lot of it comes down to environmental factors, as in not like the environment, as in like, do you have trees in your yard and stuff like that? That's not what it's all about. It's more like people living in poverty are basically living in an environment that is, less sustainable and is not necessarily a very healthy situation in a lot of situations, and possibly being put at more environmental risk, okay, based on like living situations and stuff like that. Not only that, people that are living in poverty probably, in a lot of instances, may not have a housing situation that is putting them in the best position to thrive. At the same time, a lot of times they don't get the necessary medical assistance and medical attention that they probably need, because obviously living in poverty, maybe somebody doesn't have the money to go visit a doctor and spend $400, $500, $700, $1,000 to see a doctor for 3 minutes while they run in the room and say 5 words and then they run out really fast, right? Have you ever seen that? I mean, seriously, right? If you've ever been to the doctor, you know what I'm talking about, right? They run in talking and they run out talking and they're like, wow, that was nice. Thanks for visiting for like 30 seconds. Anyway, but my point is, a lot of times, people that are low income or fixed income and living in poverty generally probably do not get the medical attention that they need because, obviously money plays a major factor in that, right? Well, not only that, a lot of times people that are living in poverty or are low income, again, not getting enough food. And if they do get enough food, guess what happens? A lot of times, because yet again, money is generally not there for those people who are low income or living in poverty, generally probably don't have the ability to eat as healthy as maybe somebody else who has adequate resources. So again, I hope that you can look through the details of this and hear this and think, this is craziness. I mean, seriously, how much of this could have been prevented? Now, again, I'm not the doctor. I'm not the expert on this stuff, but I did do quite a bit of research on this. And according to what I was finding on this, it looks like a huge percentage of that 183,000 plus deaths just in the year 2019 from poverty could have been prevented. Now, again, all of them, probably not all of them, but a huge percentage based on what I was finding looks like this could have been prevented just basically helping out a lot of people. I mean, seriously, can you believe this? I mean, I never thought that we'd have to have this conversation that this would be the 4th leading cause of death here in the United States, right? And again, remember this much as well. The United States continues to claim that we're the most affluent and richest country in the world. Really? If that's the case, then why is this a statistic? You know what I mean? So anyway, very interesting report here. Generally, I probably wouldn't come back in a normal video usually and talk about this stuff because honestly, like I said earlier, I know this is pretty controversial stuff. This is a tough topic. I mean, let's be real for a second here. Is this kind of a hard topic to talk about? I think we'd all probably agree. This is just as hard for me to talk about this as this is probably hard for you to listen to. I totally agree with that. I totally understand. This is not something we want to sit here and talk about all day, right? I get it. But this report came up. I dug into it. And the more I found about this stuff, I thought, this is something I need to share with the community. This is something we need to know about. This is something you need to know about, especially living here in the United States. And we hear so much about low income and poverty and, oh, Congress wants to do something about poverty. Do they really, though? If they really did want to do something, then why are nearly 40 million people in the country living in poverty? And why are we looking at this many people, losing their lives as a result of poverty? Number 4 on the list of causes of death in the country. I don't know. Seems super messed up to me, right? Now, again, that seems like something that could be prevented. I don't know. I don't want to say easily, but again, it probably could be prevented in a pretty big way for a lot of people. So anyway, I thought this was an interesting report. Wanted to come back with you really quickly here. If you want to read it for yourself, I would encourage you, look up the report. If you want to, again, it is in the Journal of American Medical Association. Again, let me say that again. The Journal of the American Medical Association, which, quick side note, by the way, before I started recording this video, I had to rehearse saying that like 20 times. Seriously, I could not say that for like the life of me. It was so hard for me to say. For whatever reason, I could not get those words out in that sequence for whatever reason. In fact, it's taken me about 8 or 10 takes so far just to make this video, so I kept kind of blowing it when I was trying to say those words. So anyway, I finally got it out a couple times. So anyway, just kind of sharing with you a little bit of what goes on in the back end here when making these videos. But again, I struggle sometimes. But again, at the same time, I wanted to share with you this report. Very interesting stuff here. If you want to read the full report, look it up. Pretty interesting. But at the same time, it's kind of weird that this is a situation that we're dealing with right now, and that lawmakers are looking at this and not even thinking like, hey, I don't know, hey guys, maybe we should gather around and, I don't know, maybe do something about this, right? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things out there that we can't control. There's a lot of things that they can't prevent. But this is something that I think a lot of people could probably argue, yeah, this could probably be prevented in a pretty big way, at least a big percentage of it. Not everybody, but a lot of people could probably be, helped out in a pretty big way. Anyway, I want to share this with you. Hope this one makes sense. And again, if you're still watching this, please just remember this much. I'm here to do the research, to break the information down into these short videos and translate it based on the research that I do, okay? This is not my study. This is not my report. I'm not here the person, sharing my opinions and stuff like that. All I'm here doing is just sharing with you the details of this report. So again, I know, kind of a tough topic, kind of one that we don't really want to talk about all that much as far as, these statistics and things like this, even though I do talk about poverty a ton, because we know that a lot of these benefits, fixed income benefits, are well below the federal poverty line. Again, that's totally fair. I think there's a reason that we could talk about that and certainly hammer down on Congress about that. Anyway, I'll keep you posted with any more information that I find. This one just recently came out. Thought it was very interesting. I wanted to bring it to your attention. Anyway, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, take care, and I'll catch you again later.